Hello everyone. Sorry we're a little late. I hope you're all well and have found us. It's my fault because my watch is confusing me today. So yes, I'm a little bit late. So bear with us while we just get set up. This is our second live of the week, and I've got Anthony with us today.
Good evening.
Yeah. So that's exciting. It is so warm in here tonight. I can't even express to you how hot it is. So we'll both be melting in here together.
That's all right.
Are you all right there?
Yeah.
Because we've got some studio lights on in here, as well as it being really warm anyway. So that means that, yeah, we are roasting. So we will do our best not to melt on you this evening.
Definitely.
So I've just managed to get my page up, so that's good, because it wasn't playing ball on Monday. For anybody who was watching, they'll know that I was having a few technical difficulties, but Ant's here to help me tonight, so...
Any technical issues, then we'll try turning it off and turning it back on.
Yeah, that's it. And he'll be able to help me out, so that's cool. Sorry, I'm just... I've put some of my little duckies in the way here. So, hello to Lindsay. Angie's here. Annalisa's here. She says, the card on the left is awesome. Right, left. Do we mean this one? This one is absolutely, well, I will tell you, apart from the one on the top, which was the one that I made during the last live, these are all Sylvia's from the design team. She sent them in the post to me. I got them, was it yesterday morning, I think? They are so cute, so I wanted to share them all with you because, yeah, they are adorable. Hello to Alison. Hi Jessica. Paula's here from Costa Rica again. Everyone's saying hello to you, Anne. And Annalisa says she hopes we had a nice day off yesterday. We did, you know, but I think it's worn us both out, hasn't it? Oh, you meant on the right. So that's this one. I mean, they are all gorgeous, aren't they? But yes, that is amazing, isn't it? I love the way that Sylvia does all her... She does all her blending and all her colouring in with all the little jelly roll dots. They look really cute. Hello, Laura Ann. Julie's with us. Yay! So yeah, the kitty in the paper plane is really super cute. So thank you all for joining us. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing the super hot weather that we're experiencing here. We have had it's not been as sunny, has it, today, but it's just been very warm, almost like there might be a thunderstorm imminent.
It tried raining a little bit earlier.
Did it?
About an hour ago.
It feels like...
It's very muggy, so it's an absolute nightmare for anyone who's got hay fever like me. The last day or two, I've really been struggling.
Yes, you have. Yesterday you had a terrible time with it, didn't you?
Yeah. I couldn't see it one bit. I was so swollen.
You were, weren't you? Bless you.
But I'm alive. And even if I wasn't, I'd still join Joe on the Thursday. So the only reason I don't join usually if I'm working.
It's if you're working, yes. So I think I'm going to have to... Well, at least I can see your comments, but I've got the same issue with my iPad that I had last time. That it's just not showing me the movement, but it's showing me the comments. Yeah, it don't work, so it don't matter. I'm just gonna... I'll keep with the comments and I can see what you can see. So that's fine.
Nasty heat here, up to 33 degrees, gross.
Wow.
Yes, my allergies are brutal.
Brutal allergies.
Angie says, my hay fever is awful too.
I love how you're giving them all an accent again. I've missed your accents. They are very cool. So, I don't know what to do this evening, I must admit. I had a kind of a brief idea, but I didn't know whether I was too excited about it in the end. I know we've got yeah, I've got so many things that I want to play with and so many things that I want to do that sometimes they all merge into one, don't they? And then it becomes hard to see the wood for the trees, shall we say. But I think what I'm going to do is, I had an idea that I would make a scene with, because I've got these that I've coloured. I coloured this this little scene up from the hillside village, and I've also got these little ducks that I coloured up, and the ducks are now back in stock. So if you've been looking for those, because we did sell out of those, if you've been looking for them, they are now back in stock.
Yay!
Which is cool. So, and I've not made a card with them since they sold out, because there's no point me showing you something that you can't purchase.
Oh my god, you guys!
So, I'm thinking I might use these little guys.
Because, sorry, just while you're talking about that,
Paula.
because they are now back in stock, will you be making any stamp and die collections available?
No, because we've only got limited numbers. So the stamp and die collections are limited they're like a limited collection.
Roger that.
So because we have only got limited amounts of them, we can't offer them as a bundle at this point.
All right.
I'm afraid. So I'm thinking that we shall do this, we'll have this as part of our scene, and then I thought I would probably use some of the hillside village dies as well, although I also have, yes, I think I'm going to use those, but if you don't have those, we do also have the other edge dies as well. So I might use a combination of both of these, and I am thinking also that I might do a little pull tab on this one, because I know when we first showed you the pull tab, everybody had got lots and lots of ideas about different things that could be pulled along. And one of I think the ducks was one that we'd mentioned, wasn't it, that we could pull along. So
hell yeah. Just a quick one, just going through the comments before you get into that.
Before I get into it all.
Everybody says hello.
Hello there.
Some people are enjoying the weather, some people aren't.
It's a bit warm, isn't it, I think, for some folk.
Alison Chelsea, hello Ant, it's the request from the teaspoon. Can you please tell him to go to bed?
Oh, there we go.
So this is your official warning to go to bed. Be good boys and girls and go to bed. Otherwise, you won't grow up to be big and strong. You'll be really small and weak.
You'll be really small and weak.
Yeah.
So you'll not grow up to be a crafty fireman. Right, so...
oh, sorry, I've got a question from Siobhan Dooley as well. She's asking, I was wondering what Copic colours you use on the ducks.
Righto.
Well, you've got the little swatch thing, haven't you? Didn't you do with the duckies?
I didn't do the ducks on a swatch.
Oh no!
I know that was
very,
a fail.
Very bad, Joe.
Oh,
very
that was
bad.
a fail on my part. I've just thrown all my swatches on the floor now. That was very silly. Oh, let me just pick those back up before we run over them. So the swatch card that Ant is talking about is this one right here. And to be fair, I haven't done many on it. I've been very rubbish at keeping up with it. So I do need to add my duck to it. So what we'll do this evening, I've got my puppy on there. What we'll do is we will stamp a duck, and we will colour a duck on here, because obviously I've already coloured these little guys up.
Oh, what a good idea.
So
there you go.
I'll stamp one on here, and then I've got it for myself for future reference as well. So how's about that?
How's about that then,
How's
Siobhan?
about that, Siobhan? So we'll start with that, I think. I need to find my ducks now. And I can't be dealing with that at the moment, so that needs to go up there. it's getting in my way. I'm finding that my legs are sticking to my chair because I've got shorts on and my chair is it's like
Pleather.
Yeah, pleather, like a PVC type thing, and I'm sticking to it, which is most not enjoyable.
Paula says, great idea. Natalia says, I'm doing things on the side, so I won't comment much.
Oh, right. So what things are you doing on the side? Secret projects? As long as you're there and you're watching us. We love people to be crafting along with us. So yeah, you can just listen to the random chat and listen to us talking, and then as you glance up every now and again, you'll be able to see what we've been up to. That's what I do when I'm crafting. I have something on in the background.
Yeah.
And I listen to it. I listen to all the chat, because normally it's not live when I get to watch it. I'm normally watching a replay. So I will. So hello to anyone who's watching us on replay. Because I can only do it when I can do it. So it's nice to just listen to people talking away, and then you can every now and again you have a little look up and see what they've been doing, and you're like, oh, that's cool, that's interesting. So interestingly, I can't actually remember what I did. So I've got a little bit of scrap cardstock here, and we'll test that out. I think I've got a vague idea of what I will have used. It looks like some very nice bright yellows. So I'll test out some of these colours on this piece of cardstock first, and then we can probably make a reasonable assumption as to what I used. So we'll just do a little bit of testing.
Jessica Brumby says she's crafting along too.
Fabulous.
Harry says he's not listening either, as he's doing learning on the app on the phone in regards to my instruction skills there.
Oh, so he's not listening to you.
No.
He's not paying any attention to you, and he will do what he wants. I think that's fair. So I feel like it was that one, and was it the Y15 or the YO? I think it was probably the YO8. That's quite a very bright acidic yellow. I do like it though. I like it. I think that was the YO6, wasn't it? But I don't think I used that. I think I'll have used the YO2. So.
Well, obviously I couldn't join the one that Jo did on Monday, and she may have already asked this on Monday, but how's everyone been getting on with their new purchases of the new release?
Oh, yeah.
Has anybody had a chance to do any crafting yet, any makes yet? How is everybody finding the stuff? Has anybody used the pull tab? Has anybody tried doing, blending the whole background scene? I can't remember the name of the stencil.
The sunrise stencil.
No, not the sunrise. The one where you could do the whole thing. So you could do trees and grass.
Oh, the slimline. That's the slimline hillside scene builder.
Yeah, that one.
That one. Yeah.
Emma Rickett says she's colouring snails.
Oh.
Is that from the new You've Got Mail release, Emma?
Has anybody done any entries for the Creator Scene Challenge as well?
Angie says she's drinking a nice cold Mythos.
Oh, nice. That does sound good. Sorry, I'm covering up my colours here. So I just used the YO8, and now I'm using the Y17 to do the darker bits. Now, what I do love when this stamp set was released, that many of the design team did them like mallards, like traditional kind of British ducks, rather than ducklings or chicks like I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
And I loved that. It was so cool. So I am going to do another swatch, I think, when I've researched what the colour of an actual mallard is.
Isn't it like browny, grey, blacky, green?
With some green, yeah. But then where do you put each of those colours, Anthony? That's the question.
I don't know.
I know, that's why I need to Google it, and then I'm going to swatch it out.
Julie says she's die cut loads and stamped some up today. She's hoping to craft at the weekend while the boys are at their dad's.
Oh yes, you mentioned that, didn't you? And are you going to put an entry into the challenge this month, Julie?
Yes. Who's don't forget, when you enter the challenge, it's absolutely free, and you can win £25 English worth of gift vouchers to use for anything you may desire from the website. How good is that? Just for doing what you do anyway, crafting.
That you haven't already got.
This June's month is
Create a
scene, isn't it? It's a scene. Create a scene. Lindsay Turner says she has no time to craft over the last few weeks, hoping to get some crafty time soon, hoping to play with a few items that are still in the packaging.
Oh, so not even being opened yet. That's exciting when you've got something that you've not used at all. So that was the YR61. And then, oh dear, can you hear that? A cat's trying to get in.
Jackie Barnard says that she's used the stencils for quick cards. She's put them in the Facebook page, friends page.
Fantastic.
Laura Ann says, I have a challenge entry but can't post on social media just yet. Not used new stuff yet, but needed to make cards for husband and his dad, and he chose the tea items.
Oh, how cute. That's really cool. I love that.
Alison says she's not very good at scenes yet, but loves to see what everyone else does, which is great. It's It's also good to look in the Facebook page and get inspired.
Get some inspiration.
Some inspiration.
So this is our lucky duckling. So what? Oh, I've not put a Y on the end of that. Lucky duckling. Colour map. Just trying to remember how I've done it before. Colour map. So I used Y02 and Y7. No, Y02, Y08. And then, oh, did I put that one back? And then Y15, I think it was it? Or was it Y38? Oh, I feel like I've put one back that I shouldn't have done. No, it must be the Y17 is, yeah, Y17. And then I used the YR61 and the YR16. There we go. So that's our little cute little duckling, and then put all those back where they belong, and to finish him off I will always use a little bit of white jelly roll just to add some little highlights. There we go.
The swatches are really good for anybody that likes to use, get lots of uses out of the same stamp. You'd have to have a right memory to remember the exact colours that you use.
Yeah, that's it. And so that's why I do think this is really handy to have. And when I come back to colour that Jammy Dodger again, I probably wouldn't remember how I coloured that in, but now I can just flick through this and look and say, right, how did I colour my fox? How do I colour a ginger kitty? So I've referred to the ginger kitty loads of times because that's a really useful one, that one. So that's our little duck coloured. So
hope you got that, Siobhan, but also hope that was useful for everybody else as well. Does anybody else do any swatches?
Let's have a look. I know swatching my inks has been really useful lately as well. I've used that quite a bit to help me. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this frame die as well, which is quite cool. But I'm wondering if that might interfere with my mechanism when I come to... So I feel like I also need a little bit of grass. So this is just me just figuring out how I'm going to make all of this work. So I've not actually disconnected my grass here, so let's get my snips out. So this is how I just deal with mine, little bits of the little connectors, because they twist apart really easily. But where you've got them quite close to your die, you might just want to twist them away so that you don't lose the ends, and then I can just pop them in the bin. So sorry if you can hear noise outside as well, we have got the windows open for a bit of air. So I'm going to pop a little bit of grass across the bottom here, you see, that will just cover up that, because I've not coloured all the way down, you see. So I'm going to cover that up with a little bit of grass, and then I'm also going to use this other smoother piece to create my little bit of water. So
the little snips that Joe's using as well, sometimes with our dies you'll notice that they are kind of stuck together with those little bits. I think the snips are just from Amazon, aren't they?
They
just
are
an Amazon jobby.
I
think they're actually used
I think
for...
this might be eBay job actually.
Are they used normally for like cutting
jewellery? I think if you search
that.
for like jewellery snips or something, that's where you'll find them.
Yeah.
So just give that a little twist, because that one's a little bit snug. There we go.
That was jewellery snips, not jewellery nips.
So you can tell Ant's back, can't you? So obviously you can use this whichever way you want to. It can be this way, it can be that way. You can use it for hills or for snow drifts or anything at all, really. So thanks. It's weird. Can you feel how hot it's got?
Wow.
I think it might be on its way out, this one.
So Lindsay Turner says, I have a little notebook and list all the colours when I'm crafting along with the card.
Clever
They
idea.
went on, so I have something to refer to when I'm uploading the cards on the blog, and obviously for future reference. Natalia Naylor also does the same.
Very good. You've got to be very organised, haven't you, when you're doing stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly. Julie says, I need to do swatches for critter colours and inks. Started a swatch style booklet for all my Time for Tea stamps, so can see what sentiments and extra stamps come in collections.
Yes.
Very organised.
Very organised. I've decided I'm going to restamp this. Am I going to restamp it? No, I'm not going to restamp it, because I want to be able to do my sky. So yeah, I'm not going to restamp that. Ignore that, because I want to do a sky background on here, and I also want to do some water on here. So my water, I'm thinking, do I Copic blend it or do I ink blend it? I think I'm going to ink blend it, because it won't be me if I didn't do any ink blending. And I'm going to grab the scene stencil, but I do love this scene stencil. And I'm thinking that I could use that to create a bit of a dappled effect on my water here. So I think that'd be quite cool. So I'm not going to use this bit of it, because, well, I could still use that bit of it actually. Will it fit on my scene? Let's have a look. So instead of the sun, I'm going to have this, you see, in the background here. Probably going to move it down a tad. So then my little guy's going to go along here. That'd be kind of cute, won't it? So yeah, so I need this bit here. But I don't need the sun. And I might be able to get those in if I move that up a little, if I move it up a touch. Yes, so let's use some washi tape. Let's try it. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but actually I'm going to
Wow, this is dangerous.
I know, I'm fully playing here. Fully playing. Right, so I need to do my background first. So my background I'm going to do in some tumbled glass. Fully playing now. So we're just going to do some tumbled glass on the bottom of here to add a little bit of a base to my... I'm not using my stenciling mat, but never mind. So we'll pop that on there, and then for the top part I'm thinking maybe some salty ocean for a nice bright blue. So we'll pop that on there, and then this is where I'm going to need my masking tape. Not that it matters, because we are going to cover this up, but just for safety. Got a bit of hair stuck in that. There we go. Straight. There we go. That's not too bad. That'll be fine. And I'm going to use the same brush. In fact, I'm not going to use the same brush, I'm lying, because this is quite small. So I don't want to use that because that will be a bit too big. So I'm going to use one of my beautiful blending brushes.
Claire Brumby's been using...
My stackable ones. Sorry, hun, go ahead.
No, after you.
Sorry, I'm done. I was just saying I'm going to use a stackable brush to add the rest of the colour.
Stackable blender brush.
Yes.
Claire Brumby says that she has been using that stencil and she's loving it.
It's very, very versatile, isn't it? It's really cool. What have you been...
Snails.
And the snails as well. It's a really good background scene, isn't it? It's really cool. So it's perfect actually for the current challenge. So if you're not, you know, you're not used to making scenes and doing scenes, but you like using your brushes and your stencils, then this is a good one to use. Was it Alison who said that she'd not done a lot of scenes? Because this is a good one. Then you can, all you need to do then is stencil your background, and add like maybe a snail or your paper plane pals, or maybe your little ducks. To it, and you've got yourself a little scene. I think the beavers as well would be a really good in this kind of a scene.
I think that, definitely.
What do you think?
Yeah, just beavering away, doing some jobs.
Doing some jobs. Oh yeah, like I love the way that looks like actual water.
Yeah, the challenge, guys, as well. I know most of you are aware, but if you're not, it's not. A winner is picked at random. It's not based on the quality of it. Obviously,
we're not picking like.
Yeah, we encourage everybody to put an entry in. I mean, you could literally put what you think is the worst thing ever in, and other people would think it's great. It's all about personal perspective.
It's an opportunity for you to share and practice, and by doing things you just get better, don't you?
And if you do share it, you've got an opportunity to win 25 quid to spend on other stuff, which will help you even further.
Absolutely.
So just do it.
That's it. There's nothing to lose, because you're going to be making cards anyway, hopefully. And you don't have to use all Time for Tea products as well. You know, as long as the main focal point is Time for Tea, and you know you can clearly see that you're using a Time for Tea product, then that's all it needs. So if you've only got like one Time for Tea stamp set, that's fine. You know, that's absolutely fine. Could you pass me a tissue, please, honey? Thank you. Little really news. I love that water effect. How cool is that? You know, that water effect is also going to be really cool for like making a pool scene for summertime.
Yeah. I think it's also worked really well as just a background itself.
Yeah, just
maybe like the wood grain of a tree, or almost tiger-esque.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Esque.
I think the mermaids that we had.
Yeah.
I think it would have been really cool with those as well.
The amazing mermaids.
The amazing mermaids. So I'm liking how this is shaping up. Actually, I think that looks really quite cool, doesn't it? And then I might not need to do a separate grassy piece because I can cut this out with my slope, you see. So I'm going to cut this out with my slope, but I could do a separate grassy piece at the bottom if it's needed.
And Elisa says it could also be used as sand under the ocean. That's a good point.
Yeah, very good point. So I'm just making sure again that I've got enough space for everything that I'm wanting to do on my page here. That there's enough room for everything, and that feels right. So I'm going to cut this here at this point, because this is going to be my water just here. I'll add a little bit of tape, and then I'm going to have to make a noise, I'm afraid, while I just run this through my die cutting machine. It just switched itself off. And pop this through. Yes, that's cute. I like that. So now I did want to use that. I do still want to use that because I love it, but it doesn't stretch right the way across my background, which I don't think that matters though, does it? Because I can extend it with my just with my markers, so I might just do that. I don't add too much bulk. The other alternative was to do what Ant said, because he does like this stencil, and to create my background with this stencil. So what do you think? Should we do that instead?
Oh, you've got the background there, haven't
I
you?
know, that's what I really want to use it, because I really love it, and I've not used it yet.
Just not digging it.
It's because it doesn't stretch all the way, you see. Now I can fill that in, but I also want to do some clouds in my background. So I'm going to do my clouds in my background first, which I will use this stencil for. And then I think we'll probably...
Alison Chelsea says, put a frame around it.
Well, yes, so my original intention was to put this frame round it, which I could still do, but that might interfere with my pull tab mechanism.
Oh, right.
You see.
Okay.
So we shall proceed with this action first, and then we shall take it from there. So I'm going to use some tumbled glass again for my sky. I think we'll keep it. I mean, we really enjoyed using the stormy sky the other day on Monday. That created a really nice sky. That's the one that's up on the shelf above you there, and it's
yeah, they're flying by.
Yeah.
I loved the two that you made the other day. They were great.
So that one's with the stone. It looks like it does look like a stormy sky.
Yeah,
it's
it
very
looks really
cute.
good. What colours did you use for the blending on that then? Like a grey?
That's I'm saying
So,
that's
sorry,
the
that's
storm.
the storm.
It's called Stormy Sky.
Oh,
sorry.
right, sorry. That was
yeah, that's
lost
the
in
name.
translation.
Yeah, so that is the name of the actual.
Sozhon.
So So yeah, that was, and I've not really. We were saying you tend to. I think you tend to stick to the same sort of colours quite a lot.
Definitely.
And sometimes it's nice to just mix it up and try something different, and that's why I thought I'd give that a go, because it went with the muted colours of the houses that I'd done. And I really liked it. I thought it looked really, really good. It was a really good effect.
Do you really like it? Is it wicked?
So that is the
Loving it.
some cloudage. So we've got clouds, we've got water, and we've got, oh, that's really cute, isn't it? I like that. So to extend this out, all I really need to do is, if I take one of my pens, this is a Copic multiliner, and I just draw a line along there, and then a line along there, and then extend this line here, then I can fill that in with my Copics. So obviously I've got to try and remember which Copics I used, so hence the reason for having a swatch book, but I didn't do that on this occasion. But I think I could probably work it out near enough, because I do tend to use the similar sort of colours for this kind of thing. So I really like these kind of green shades for the lighter area here. So we'll just fill that in there, and the same here up to that line, and just push that back so that we get that nicely out of the way. So we've got that there, and I have done a few little flicks there to make it look like grass. And then for, I think, the darker shade, this might be a bit, yeah, that's a bit too green, that one. Maybe this one is the bit of a darker shade.
Annalisa says YG 17 and 30.
YG 17 and 30. So sorry, I am just not showing you my colours again. So I've used YG03, and this is YG25. So I think they will be the colours that I did use. You say she's suggesting YG30. I don't think I've got that one. That's one that I'm going to have to buy. Thank you, Annalisa, for enabling me and my Copic marker obsession. Has anybody else got kind of a full collection syndrome when it comes to their markers, whether they are Copic markers or they might be Spectrum Noirs or...
She did a typo, it was YG03.
Ah, there you go. I was going to say, is there even a YG30? Maybe there is. If there is, we want it.
I've got a little bit of that, not with Copic markers, but like other bits and bobs.
Other bits and bobs, like what? What do you like to have the complete set of?
Like my kettlebells in the gym, they have to be them skull ones.
Yeah, they all need to be the same, and you need to have the full range.
That's it.
Oh,
my dumbbells, they're all cast iron for the heavier ones, and the hex rubber ones for the smaller ones.
Oh, that was the right colour. Yeah, so that you've got it with your gym equipment.
Yeah.
You have to have the right selection.
Laura Ann says she is totally a full collection person with everything.
Yes, I'm a bit like that. And I think it's also a case of, you know, if you see a certain like collection of stamps or dies or you know, that's released, I do want the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I am bad for that myself, where I think, oh, I love how they've created that, so I have to get all of it.
Yeah.
Even if I might have got a die that's similar to that, or something that's similar, you have to have the whole thing.
Have it.
But I'm getting that. I am particularly like it with my Copic markers and my Distress Oxide inks. I want all of the Distress Oxides. And I haven't got them all yet, but I'm well on my way. So I'm liking this. This is shaping up to be quite a cool scene. I might enter it in.
Angie says, "Oh God, yes! I have every pro marker, every graph it marker, all the Kuretake
clean brush markers. Yes,
all Copics bar the T's."
See, you've not got the toners. I do like the toner greys, and I think we had this discussion once before. Is that how many different shades of grey do you think you could possibly need?
50.
But there are loads of them. So you've got toner grey, you've got neutral grey, you've got warm grey, you've got cool grey, and then I think there's another shade of grey. But that's a decent amount of greys, isn't it? Really. And I've got them all. So. How crazy am I?
She's also got all the Distress inks and oxides. Wow.
So I like this this situation. I'm liking this a lot. So I think that we could have a little pull tab situation on here. I've got about 6 million things all out on here now. I can't find the pull tab. Where's it gone? I definitely had it, didn't I? Oh, it's there in front of me, look. Silly woman. Right, so I might do a little bit of grass down the bottom there, I'm thinking. And I've also not considered where my sentiment's going to go, but I think it will probably go in the sky here. It could also go possibly on here if I stamp it flat, because then he'll slide over it, which would be quite cute. So in the background here, I am going to do some more ink blending because I want that to be the same colour as my sea here. My sea? He's not swimming on the sea, is he? He's on a lake.
Yeah, a little bit lost.
It will be a little bit lost. He's got a bit too far out if he's in the sea, but he is going to be on some water. So I want to make sure that behind my pull tab is going to be, you're going to see blue, you're not going to see white. So you'll only see a little bit of it, but we want continuity, don't we? So yeah. And I think that just to be on the safe side, I will also add a few of these stripes, just so that it doesn't have to match exactly, because I don't think you'll notice it that much. But again, I just don't want it to stand out as being white. So I'm just going to add where I think that pull tab's going to go. And just add that along there for some background. I mean, I could stick the bit back in, but it's so tiny, I don't think you'll want to do that. So that's going to go over there. And that's going to go there. So I might stick this down. In my brain I'm thinking, have I got this process right? But we'll soon find out, won't we? And I need to, that's what I need to do. I need to create my pull tab in the same colour as well, don't I? That's what I need to do. Because my pull tab, you also want to be the same. So I stick that on there. That's going to go on there. And then these are my pull tab dies. So I'm going to have a pull tab along the middle, and you get 3 different sizes of pull tab slot. So that one is the perfect size for this. You're a bit hot, hon. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. So that's the size that we're going to use, but then we also need a bit of card that we pull out, and that's going to be this. So, but obviously it doesn't need to be this long, it only needs to be long enough to sit behind this slot here. So I can use this scrap of cardstock here, and I don't need to cut the whole thing, you see. I only need enough to fit on here, and I'm going to need a little gap at the end just to stop it from shooting out the side of my card. So actually this is the perfect size. So I'm going to do the same thing that we've just done, which is ink blend some of the blue and cover it with some of that salty ocean kind of a dappled effect, water effect, so that when you pull that out you're going to see the same pattern when you pull the tab. So let's grab that, and again it's only going to be as wide as that, so that's all we need to do. We don't need to do a full sheet of it, we just need to do this little bit here. And you might want to just hold this down with a bit of washi tape and just take your time with it. Preferably be in a room that's not 1,000,000 degrees, so that you can take your time and just relax. There we go. So that's small. I am so in love with that effect. I love it so much. Right, so, and I love my little stackable brushes as well, by the way. If you've not already got those, where are you? Right, so I might do it that way. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because I can just turn it around, so stop being ridiculous, Davis. I'm just not thinking fourth dimensionally, as they say. Right, so let's pop that on there. What's the word on the street, Anthony? Because I can't see any comments because my thing switched itself off again because it's being weird. And I'm going to use my little die cutter for this one because it's not as noisy.
Jane Taylor's loving the new little stacking brushes. I think most people are just kind of watching you, really. Just
watching and chilling today.
I think it's
the best way when it's a hot day like today. I know everybody got busy weeks ahead with... Oh, hello.
Oh,
what was that?
No idea.
Something in here beeped, but we don't know what it was.
Not sure.
Yeah, I think busy weeks with kids back at school, work and other commitments. So I think everyone was grateful for a bit of crafty distraction. So I'm just going to do a bit of cleaning here because I've made a bit of a mess and I don't want to get blue all over everything else. So let's wipe that down. Sometimes when you get into the swing of things, you don't want to stop to clean up, but it is always advisable to do so. So this is where I'm going to have my pull tab now. So let's just make sure we're happy with where this is positioned. So pop this here, and then that's where my little guy's going to sit, and he's going to go doo, 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 along there. So that's a good place for it to be. Let's stick that on there. This one's going to have to go in the big machine, I'm afraid, because no, I don't think it will actually. I'm lying to you. I think it will fit through my little one. I'm thinking I had to put the whole piece through, but I don't. So yeah, look, that fits perfect.
Lindsay Turner says she's definitely just watching and chilling. She's got a busy day tomorrow as hubby has his operation after his injury at work. Oh no, that sounds terrible. Hope everything is okay.
Hope it's okay.
Angie says she's got Christmas this Sunday. Her sister is coming to stay and she hasn't seen her for a year.
Oh wow, oh that's going to be so good. Oh, you're going to have a wonderful time.
Julie says she's watching and trying to convince Harry to turn off the phone and go to sleep.
Harry, you've had your warnings. Right.
Yeah.
So we've now got our little piece here, and you can see we can see the blue behind, so that's going to be good. And then we're also going to see the pull tab's going to be behind there as well, so that's not going to cause us any offence either. Any offence. So that's good. So you can either, so I've put that a little bit far across now, so you can either cut out a little notch there so that you can pull your tab, or you can have your tab stick out a little bit, but I am going to cut the notch out because I think it just looks a little bit neater. So I'm just going to position that there so that I can cut out this notch here. And I'm also going to cut out this piece here, and I also need to cut out this piece here. So these need to be cut out of a scrap piece of card. This is quite thick card, but I think it might be reasonably bendable, and it's got I've got a good bit of scrap here, so I think we'll make use of it. So we'll cut that, and we'll cut this one as well. And these are the elements that are going to help us attach our duck, but also are going to mean that we can make sure that the tab doesn't move around too much and doesn't get out of hand. So I'll just snip that off there as well. Okay, so I've got 3 bits that I need to cut here. So I hope you can all see what I'm doing. Sorry, I can't see anybody's comment. Oh, this is absolutely on fire, this now. Oh, and it's fallen off.
Yeah, just turn it off. Just turn it off.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be turned off because...
I mean, it's on charge permanently, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, because otherwise it loses charge. But yeah, it's it doesn't like being on at the moment for some reason. So that's my little notch there. It might be, I mean, it's a very old iPad, so maybe it is because it's still on charge, I don't know.
100%.
Yeah, so we can try it without.
We'll put it over here to cool down.
To cool down a bit, yeah. So that's my little piece, and I don't know if you can see that it's got little score lines on there. So I'll show you how we fold that up in a sec. I'll just pop that there, and then we'll pop this one through. Like so. So we've got our little, this is our little anchor piece, which you could cut out of more like paper rather than cardstock if you wanted to, and you could also just use a small strip of paper yourself if you didn't want to use the die, but I prefer to use the die because then I know it's the right size and it's straight cut, unlike me, which I don't cut things straight at all. So that's going to go behind there, you see, and sit in that little groove there, and that will allow us to make the mechanism work. So this piece that we mentioned has got the embossed lines. We're going to fold it in and then out along those score lines, and then that will then sit over your tab piece that you've just cut and fold back like so, and then our little ducky will sit on there like that. So so that's cool, and you could actually do that in some blue if you didn't want it to, you know, to show through, but it shouldn't do because our duck will cover it up. So you're going to stick the that mechanism through your slot there, open those tabs back up, and then when we pop our our duck over there, you won't see those tabs anymore. But you can see that it is going to flap around a little bit. So that's where this little anchor mechanism comes in.
Secures everything in place. I know you've done a video on this before, and Jane's done a video on this.
Yes.
If anybody is still not sure how to use the pull tab die, then do head to the YouTube channel. You can find instructions and tutorials on there.
So this piece is going to sit here to secure your element in place. But you can see, because there isn't a lot of space here between my notch and the piece here, I haven't left myself a lot of room for it. So I am going to have to cut it down, but that's fine as long as you've got some sort of element to secure it. That will work. So I'm just going to cut this in half, so that it's not going to appear over the side of that notch, if that makes sense. And I'm going to secure it to here, like so, first. So I'm just going to add that in there. Make sure that this is lined up where I want it. And then I'm going to fold one piece over, not too tightly, because you still want your mechanism to move, and that one over the top there. And I'm going to use glue. It takes a little bit longer to dry, but it will mean that it is properly secured. And I'm just gluing that to itself, not to my pull tab mechanism. So just secure that in place, and now you can see that that is going to move without coming out of the guideline. That will pop out until we've put our little ducky in place. So let's stick our little ducky on, and then we know that that's not going to move. So let's pop him on there. He looks very happy to be sat on his pull tab. See, and then he's going to move across there. Whee!
Jane Vaughan's joined us a little bit late, but she says she's loving the duck slider.
So cute, isn't it? So now we're going to be able to attach this on here. There is an extra die in here that gives you the opportunity to add a little element to show which way you want people to pull their pull tab, which you can just cut out of some cardstock. So I think we might, I might do that, because I think that is, I mean, we've got this little element here, which is quite cute, which will fit in that same place, but obviously it's not got the little arrow. So we could just cut this out of white and use the arrow, which is what I think I'll do. I mean, I could have sworn I had an actual arrow. See, I've got a white one. This is, that looks, shall we just have it in white with the blue? Oh yeah, shall we do that? So this is one I've cut out previously, so that is this die here. And it cuts out this lovely arrow. So I think what I'll do is I'll use the white one, because that means it stands out a little bit. It's got an embossed line there that you just fold back, and that allows you to just slot it on the end of your pull tab, and that gives you then that little arrow. But the arrow is in the blue that we've already ink blended, so I like that effect. So I'm going to stick this on. If my glue will cooperate. On there, and again the glue will just take a little bit longer to secure in place, but if you just hold it for a couple of seconds. But I prefer to use the glue whatever I'm doing, so it just means that it's going to stay properly secure. So now we've got our seam coming together here, haven't we? So let me just move some of this out of the way. Yeah, he's a bit too big to be, and you don't want anything. The other thing to remember is you don't want anything that's going to impede the progress of your slider. So don't have anything else in your scene that's going to stop him from sliding around. So let's pop this onto our card base, which I put where? There it is. So I'll pop this onto our card base.
It's all coming together now, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Good.
So now I also just need to think, before I stick this down actually, I do need to think about what I'm going to do for my sentiment, because am I going to stamp it directly onto the card base, or am I going to die cut it? So I've got some die cut sentiments here from previous. Oh, these are cute as well. We can definitely add some of these to the background.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether does the Quackers About You work? Or we've also got in the pack sentiments of I don't know where the back of it is, to be able to add some white background. We'll just add this to the background so you can see. So you've got I'm a lucky duck to have you as my, and then you can have mum, dad or friend, and then you've got I'm Quackers About You. So what do we think? Actually, Father's Day's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that would be perfect. So we could have I'm a lucky duck to have you as my dad.
Yes.
How about that? So how are we going to do that? So we've got we're going to have our little duck here, aren't we? And then we're going to have I'm a lucky duck. I'm a lucky duck. There. And then we could have to have you as my dad. Down there, couldn't we? What do you reckon? Yeah?
Yeah, that looked right
You
good.
think that looked good?
Yeah.
So that means we've got to stamp that onto.
It's not,
Well, no.
yeah, I was going to say, if you can't layer it, the duck might catch it as it
That's
slides
it,
along,
so-
so it's going to have to be at
So
least
yeah,
that bottom one.
At least the
anyway.
bottom one is going to have to be stamped directly. Although it does die cut quite closely. So for example, if we use this one as an example, if I pop that there, would that impede? I think that might work. So I might stamp it onto white and die cut them. Die cut them all. So that's going to be the plan. She says. I have already got Dad stamped and die cut, so I might as well use that one, haven't I?
Julie Hutchins has said, could you do I'm a lucky duck to have you as my on the outside and then
Dad on the inside. I was considering doing that.
You want to get it all on the outside.
But I thought it would be nice to have it all on the outside, but we'll see. Once we've die cut it, we can see what it looks like, can't we? For sure. So I don't need the Dad though, because I have already got that die cut. So let's pop this up yonder, and I need some more cardstock, and I think I've got another tiny little bit. I'm literally using every last bit of cardstock here, but that's good to use up your scraps, isn't it? And for my sentiments, I am going to use my stamping platform. I've been trying to use my my acrylic blocks a little bit more, just to get myself into the practice of using acrylic blocks again. I think using the stamping platforms probably made me a little bit lazy with my stamping, but it does really help doing things like this, where if you don't stamp it first time round, you're going to ruin your sentiment and it's going to be impossible to stamp it twice. So I do think that for sentiments it is a really handy thing to be able to do. I mean, to be honest, for most of your things, I tend to use my acrylic block for really small, for my smaller stamps, because you're less likely to get that wrong. If you've got a larger stamp, again, I would probably use my my acrylic, my stamping platform, because with a larger stamp you have got more chances to get that wrong as well. So I'm just going to apply a bit of pressure to get that all stamped. You see, look, that hasn't stamped perfectly there, so I'm hoping I haven't moved that. So I'll do that again.
Just need a bit more ink on it or something.
Yeah, I think I've just not inked it, or it's not been cleaned properly since I last used it, perhaps. So yeah, I'm not
happy with that.
Not happy with that. No, I feel like it's not stamped particularly well that time, so not to worry. So even though I've used my stamping platform, I've still not been able to do that right. You see, that's user error. So let's try that again. I think that's a bit blue on the back, so I can't use this piece of cardstock for that one, but I can use that one.
Sometimes these things just don't go right. Sometimes you've got to do it more than once.
Yeah, this bit of cardstock should be big enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's good. So let's use another handy scrap. Let's remove this. I am actually melting, are you?
I'm very warm, yeah.
You're very warm. You do seem very warm. Cooler than I thought.
I think I've got some ice cream in the freezer. I might have to get, might have to have one of them.
Oh, that sounds real nice.
None for you though.
Oh, none for me.
No.
Oh.
Does anybody still drink tea and coffee in this weather?
That's better.
I do.
Oh yeah, because it isn't. I had heard, I don't know whether it's true, that drinking tea does cool you down in hot weather.
It's an old wives' tale.
Is that an old wives' tale? I thought it was. There was some science behind it. I thought.
It sounds like a load of rubbish.
Oh, well, you would say that.
All it's probably going to do is just increase your core body temperature, which then means that your body will do some science stuff to make it cool down.
Okay then. So, where are my dice?
Siobhan says tea is good. Angela says, yeah, I drink tea. Jane Vaughan's got a brew as we speak.
Excellent.
Jane Taylor says iced tea is delicious.
Oh, iced tea. Do you know what? I've never had iced tea. I feel like
Jo's not very adventurous. She only drinks normal tea. Oh yeah.
I do.
But for a vegetarian as well, you don't like most vegetables.
I don't.
You don't like fruit.
No, I don't like fruit. But yeah, it's funny though, because we were out with my mum, weren't we, yesterday, and she doesn't like anything at all sweet, any kind of sweet drink, and well, any kind of flavoured drink other than tea and water. Yeah. She doesn't drink like Coke or anything like that.
I know.
And we were trying to suggest things. She was like, no, it's horrible, no.
I was proper dehydrating, and all they could offer me was tea.
Yeah, that's because that's all they've got in the house, isn't it? That is literally all they've got. So, I'm a lucky duck, and I think this one is the To Have You As My Friend. I can pick it up. I think it goes that way around, yep. So, I'm a lucky duck to have you as my dad. And we'll add that on there, and a bit of tape on this one. Got a bit of fluff on there, which is annoying. Oh. On the cat news front, we have had another little present, I think, since we last spoke. That's since Monday, haven't we? Sure we had one,
yeah,
didn't
she
we?
brought one home the other day. Yeah.
So yes, that's been fun.
She's certainly found where they all live.
Yeah.
So it's just picking them off one by one.
Picking them off. She is, isn't she? She's horrible. Yes, this one was beyond saving, unfortunately. So.
Jane Vaughan says she's used this set for the Father's Day card for a girl from from her girls to their daddy. Can't post it on social media.
Of course. Yes, that's it. It's a secret, isn't it? Well, I don't think my dad's going to be watching this, so this could be my dad's, couldn't it?
Angie says, "Oh dear, we had a tail and a foot today."
See, I think Angie has worse than we do.
Yeah.
She's always got some bits of a little animal that's that's not fed well.
Yeah.
So yeah. And is Angie? Are you going back to Greece soon? Because I know you were doing some packing of things.
If she's drinking a Mythos, then I would assume.
You think you're already there? Maybe.
I know you can get it in the UK.
Yeah. She's thinking of.
If she's preparing.
Yeah. Getting herself into the swing of things.
Into the Greek spirit.
Yes. So now now it's coming together, look. Oh no, that's the wrong way. See, I have this, I don't know why, but all of a sudden I want to do all of my sentiments back to front.
Oh.
I know. So I think that I still want a little bit of grass down the bottom of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you just blend it on?
I think I might do a little bit of a die cut. You know, just to add a bit of extra dimension.
Yeah.
And then I could put my sentiment on that, as long as it doesn't go, you know, it doesn't interfere with my duck.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I mean, I could blend it on. It would go over, but I feel like it needs the dimension. So that's going to mean a bit more cardstock. And I've got my scrappy pieces here, and I've got a nice long piece, which would work beautifully, I feel. Perfect, as they say. So we need to do, shall we ink blend this in some, shall we use some mowed lawn? We used a bit of...
Seems appropriate if you're doing grass to do mowed
lawn. It does, doesn't it?
Angie's hopefully going soon. The cats go for the rabies jabs on Sunday.
Oh, wow. How many kitties are you taking with you?
All happening.
I know. And do they just, how do they travel? Because we've got a dream, haven't we, to go and live in a lovely warm country one day.
Yeah.
And we've thought about, you know, how would we take the cats with us? So how do they travel, and are they good travellers, cats?
They walk it.
Do they just walk it?
Oh, they swim it.
They hitchhike.
Yeah. All the way.
All the way. So I'm just, sorry, I might have just gone off screen there. But I'm just going to just ink blend in a bit of green. I don't need a lot because it's literally is just going to go along the bottom of there. Just for a bit of extra dimension. So pop my green brush back in its slot. Oh, I have to have a little drinky poo. And we'll snip this down. Not snipped it too short. Nearly scared myself there. And then we'll pop that on there. And run this through my little... See, these are handy because they all go through this little machine.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I do love that. I like my big dies, don't get me wrong, and I love I do like my Gemini machine, but I do think that this is so handy to have, the little mini one. And oh!
Love that.
Threw it across the room, hasn't it? taking all 4. Angie says she's taken all 4 cats. Yeah. And toying with flying or driving. Oh, and she wants a camper van. You want a camper van, don't you, to be able to just go wherever.
Yeah, I love one. That would
be cool to take them. Oh, have I not done that all the way? What a fool! What a fool I am! I wasn't concentrating, and I've not cut it all the way. Can I line it back up? Is the question. Probably not. That's where it lives. So I wasn't concentrating. I was thinking about cats going to Greece. And I put the wrong end in. You don't want to do that, do you? Oh, see, and that's not even got in. Look. The heat's getting to me.
The heat smashed your brain up, hasn't it?
I think it has, you know. Ooh. So I didn't have to do it all the way because I had already done it once, so that's worked fine. So yes, I do think the heat is now getting to us both, isn't it? So now then, that then is going to sit on the bottom of there, like so, and our little guy's still going to be able to move. So I'm going to stick this on the bottom.
You stick it and then snip it?
Stick it and then snip it. I'm going to snip it because I want to see just how much I want to snip off the bottom. So add it onto there, like that. Oh, that one's got a bit bent. There we go. And then I can either snip it straight off the bottom or I can make it a little bit longer, you see.
Right.
But obviously I don't want to cover up all of my background. So yeah, so it could be a little bit longer. Yeah. So let's use my big trimmer because this is more reliable is the word. So I hope this all fits on screen. But I'm just going to pop this under this little tab here, and then I'm going to snip it a little bit longer than the actual card there. So it's just a little, you see there's just that tiny bit longer, but not massive amounts. And I just think that adds just a little bit of something. And then we can pop our sentiment, there's room for our sentiment there, and it doesn't impede the movement. And then I can just use my scissors to snip that bit and snip that bit. Okay, so let's start putting this together. Might have to use my other glue. Oh no, that's it. Almost, my bottle's almost empty, it needs refilling. So I'm just going to add, this is my liquid glue, and that's going to go onto the back there and just cover the whole of that base. Just press that down, make sure my fingers are a little bit sweaty. It is very, very warm. I can see everyone's having some discussions about nice places in the world.
Yeah, where to go on holiday.
Where to go. So yeah, so that's going to sit on there. So to attach our little pull tab mechanism, we need to create some height so that it pulls freely. So our shaker tape is perfect for that, because it's a nice depth. So I am going to use some of that. So what you want to do is to add that along the side, but not touching the mechanism, because again that will stop it from flowing freely. So just roughly measure that out and add that to the bottom there. I'll add a little bit to the top here as well, and just where you're not going to be able to see it. But again, you don't want to, oops, you might see that little bit there. You don't want to impede this bit, and then I'm also going to add, and you also don't want to stick down your little duck either. So let me just move that a little bit, because that might stick to his head. And then I'm going to add a bit to this end here. That's going to act as a little stopper, so that it doesn't shoot out of the end, which it shouldn't do, because your duck's going to stop it, but it just makes it a little bit more secure. So add that on there, and use my poke tool to remove the backing off here. So Angie, will you still be doing work for Create and Craft while you're in Greece? I know I've been seeing that you've been doing a lot of samples, and have you done any samples for the any Christmas samples for them? Because it's all Christmassy at the moment, isn't it? On there. So let's just add this to the bottom, and hopefully I've got that straight. And there we go.
You're eating into your hillside a little bit.
Yeah, I've eaten into the hillside a little bit, but you can still see the hillside. Yay! And
you get them all the way across?
Yeah. So that's cool. And then we're going to have you, I wonder if that would go there. And then, oops.
Angie says, hopefully if post is quick enough, Christmas has been and gone, lol.
Yes, been and gone.
Mad for it, aren't they, on Create and Craft?
Yeah.
Christmas in June. Madness.
It is crazy.
Madness. It's 30 degrees outside doing Christmas.
Doing Christmas, I know it is.
Now what?
It is nuts. I'm a lucky duck to have you as my
Father.
That's very, very formal.
Father.
I don't know. Does you think does it look a little bit lost down there? I feel like it might do. Might have to do Dad inside. I think, like Julie suggested. And what I might do instead of that, because that's quite small. Oh goodness,
The big bold one.
Yeah, the Mum and Dad set has Dad a bit larger, so we could do that on the inside. I think that would be quite cute, wouldn't it? So yeah, so let's do that. So I'm going to stick that, just stick this down flat. Come on, glue. Oh, it might have given up the ghost, that one. Let's turn it upside down and see if it'll run. I'll use this one instead. I'm surprised they've not all clogged up with the heat, actually. So I'm a lucky duck to have you. Oops. And I just like the idea of it being in the water here, that part of the sentiment. I just think it looks right. And then on the inside we can stamp Dad. And I know you guys, you do like You like me to do a bit of an insert, don't you? So
yeah, they like them on the inside, don't they? Yeah.
So I am going to do this with my. I'm going to be brave.
You're going to get it straight?
I'm going to do it. No.
Oh, it needs to, like a built-in spirit level, doesn't it?
It does need a bit. I mean, it has got lines on it that are supposed to help you line it up, but then you still have to position it straight on there.
Yeah, it's no good having lines on if it's still not wonk anyway.
No. So I'm going to do it in blue, which I think will be quite good. And I mean, at the end of the day, don't stress that it. You know, I know Ants very much wants a spirit level for everything, but it's handmade, isn't it? So part of the joy of it is that it is going to be a little bit, you know, possibly on the wonk. That's what makes it unique. And then I'm going to as well on the inside, which I think would be really cute to do, is I'm going to do a little duck on the inside, which is me, which can be me. This is me. And I'm going to be holding, I want to hold the little flower, but my flower's the wrong way round. I don't want the flower to be that way round. I've got another flower. Let me do this flower, which is the other way round. No, it's not. It's still the wrong way round. What are you talking about, Davis? So it's me that's the wrong way round, not my flower. What about if I do him with, what about, I'm having a thought, Anthony.
What are you thinking?
I want something, but my flowers are all facing the wrong way, unless I did some reverse stamping, which I'm not confident enough to do at the moment. I want him to hold a little flower or something.
What about something from the sweet treats? What if you
I've got something in another stamp set that we
chuck a
could
little
use.
donut in it or something like that?
Have a little look in some of those. See if you can find like a little flower or something for me.
What about
or a little something that you can be holding.
holding a little plant?
What's the plant? No. I see what you're saying. But
A little present or a wand?
No.
Kite? Oh, that's fantastic.
A kite, possibly. Maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure about the kite. Not being very helpful, am I? Just getting some of these little tiny little elements here, which I think are very cute, which we can do I did have a little, there it is, this tiny little acrylic block, and I've got some little tiny little butterflies. It's okay, I'm going to use a butterfly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
Like I'm chasing a butterfly.
Oh no, just found the most perfect one as well.
What is it?
I could have used it from
Oh, that would have been perfect. So, but I've done butterflies now.
use that one, you
Yeah, I can use this little, that one, even.
Oh, that one,
Oh.
or that, with that.
Oh, I still could.
Nah.
But no, I've gone with butterflies instead. I think they look quite cute. yeah, we've got a few little random butterflies inside. So,
Alison says she wants a flower, and find the woman a flower.
I know, I wanted a flower, but I went with the little butterflies instead because it took too long.
Annalisa says this is such a great scene.
So I'm going to enter this. I might win some money to spend in my own shop. But
That'd
yeah,
be a right fix, that.
That would be a fix, wouldn't it? I don't think I'm allowed to enter. But I'm very pleased with that, actually. What do you think?
Very good. I love it. I love the sliding duck. I love the scene. It looks great.
So that we can focus.
You've combined quite a few things there together, haven't
That's
you?
it, yeah. And I do like to be able to do that, to get a good use out of all of the things, because I don't often get to play with everything. You know, the only time I really get to have a play is when we do Facebook Live, really. So that's why I like to, like I say, sometimes it's a little bit of a case of I've got so many things that I want to play with. I don't know how to narrow it down. And I'm sure you guys are probably all the same, because you'll have got not just Time for Tea stash, you'll have got other stash as well that you're wanting to use. And I think sometimes it can be quite hard, can't it, to choose what you want. So to be able to combine a few different elements is really quite cool. And I do think that although we've not done it today, you know, and Aunt very kindly did try and find me some flowers, but I do think it would be quite nice to add maybe some extra flowers and stuff along this bottom bit. So I think that might be something that I add to it afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I just think some of these flowers and some of the flowers from the Blooming Bunnies that you did find me.
Yeah.
It was also in the set, to be fair, there is also this little bit of grassy, reedy bits that would be really quite nice on there as well. So you could actually fussy cut some elements out of that rather than, you know, using all of it if you didn't want to. So so we could add those on the bottom. I think that might add a nice little bit of colour along the bottom. So I might do that afterwards if I get time. But for the moment, I think that is it's pretty cool as it is. And then we've also got, obviously, our little duck moves all the way along. And what you might want to do, like I said on with the slimline, is you could reinforce your tab just so it's a little bit stiffer and thicker cardstock, so it doesn't bow too much when you're moving it backwards and forwards, because it probably is going to get played with quite a bit. When it's an interactive card, people want to play with it, don't they? So you want to make sure that it's going to be sturdy. And then he stands up nicely, and he's got a nice little insert as well.
Really good. Such a fab little scene.
Yay.
With the love heart eyes from Lindsay Turner. Claire
Thank you,
Brundle loves
Lindsay.
it.
Thank you so much. I'm really
Angela.
pleased with it, actually.
Yeah, it's come out great.
Yeah,
hasn't it?
considering,
Really
as always, I know I always say this, is that I didn't know where I was going with it when I started, but,
Yeah.
but I knew that I wanted to have a play with these ducks again, because I've not been able to play with them as much as I would have liked to, because they sold out so quick.
Yeah.
So yes, oh, a fish. Oh, that would have been a good. I don't think I've got any fish stamps. Not
sure.
not current ones anyway. I think we had some in the mermaid sets, but they've been discontinued. But I know the design team really want me to do a sea themed stamp set at some point, so
Yeah.
that's definitely on the cards. Cool. Well, I think we shall have to go and cool down now, because we are about to turn into mush in here, aren't we? We are so...
Ice cream required, I think.
Yeah, ice cream definitely required. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Thanks for joining us on this hot evening.
Yeah,
Very
it's
much appreciated.
It's been lovely to have your company this evening, and I'm glad that you've enjoyed our little scene. I can't wait to see all of yours that you're making at the moment, all of your different cards, whether they be scenes or whatever they might be. We love to see them. Oh look, I've got a little dragonfly I could have popped on there. Cool. So I shall see you all next Thursday for another Facebook Live if we don't see you before. And then that will be Father's Day, won't it? The following weekend. So get all your Father's Day makes done.
That's it.
And we'll see you all soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks now. Goodbye.
See you all soon. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.